Ready. Hi, everybody. I'm Betty Lansford, and I'm here with Karen Casto, and I appreciate her letting us come into her house today. I asked Karen would she speak to us about something that she's been dealing with for quite a while. So, if you would, Karen, just talk to us from your heart and let us know what it is that you got to say. And I know it's going to be good.
Okay. Most of y'all know that I have an autistic daughter. She's 31 and she was diagnosed at 11 with autism. But before that, we went to doctor after doctor to try to get a diagnosis for her. And they would say, check out this diagnosis, that diagnosis. And we just finally got tired of her being poked and prodded. So we just stopped going. And needless to say, we were very crushed. And you know, when something like that happens, you feel like it's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, it's not your fault.
No.
And she didn't develop like other children. She was taught to walk at 3 years old. And she was also taught to fall and catch herself because she has no sense of danger. And we took her to physical therapy and all kind of therapies to help her. And when you're out in public, you see other little kids running around, having fun. And your daughter's sitting there in a stroller, rocking or hitting her head. And that really hurts.
Yeah.
And you just smile and go on even though you're really hurting. I remember early on when she was probably 3 years old, it was Christmas time and we went to Toys R Us to try to find her Christmas because, you know, Christmas is really exciting for parents.
Right.
Especially to see their children's expressions. Oh, this is wonderful. But we were in the baby department looking for her a toy, not her age group. We were looking at some kind of toy to help her push a button, something that spins because she enjoys spinning things. And I just remember how much that had hurt. But you just learn to smile even though your heart's breaking. And I just want to talk to you about grief. There's several stages of grief that you can go through.
Yeah.
And you don't know if you'll go back through the grief or not. But most likely you will. Like when a milestone comes up. Like the year she was graduating. She got to walk across the field in a cap and gown and get a diploma. But that was very hard to see because she really didn't have a future like them other kids had. They were going to go on to have careers and families. But your child, she was going to stay home and do nothing. She wouldn't get married. She wouldn't have a baby. All them things that parents look forward to with their other children. And I just want to say, when that grief comes, just embrace it.
Okay.
If you feel like crying, cry. If you feel like screaming, scream. I've even punched stuff before.
I would imagine.
And don't think that you've got to react to grief the way somebody else does.
That's right.
Well, she's not doing that. She's not acting like that way. She's not looking that way. But what you don't know is she's probably holding it in, making it look like she's got it all together. But no, we don't have it all together.
No.
And you shouldn't set a time limit on your grief. You
That's the
shouldn't
truth.
say, oh, I'll be over it in 2 months and it'll be okay. You might not ever get over it.
No.
It just make it easier. And don't beat yourself up. Don't be hard on yourself with these feelings. Just process them
That's good.
and just make it through another day. I just want to read to you a piece written by Emily Kingsley. And even though this is written about a handicapped child, you can put your own circumstances in this. And I want to just share this with you. I often ask to describe the experience of raising a child with disability, to try to help people who have not shared that unique experience to understand it, to imagine how it would feel. It's like this. When you're going to have a baby, it's like planning a fabulous vacation trip to Italy. You buy a bunch of guidebooks and make wonderful plans. You may go to the Colosseum to see Michelangelo. You may even learn some handy phrases in Italian. It's all very exciting. After months of eager anticipation, the day finally arrives. You pack your bags and off you go. Several hours later, the plane lands. The stewardess comes on and says, "Welcome to Holland." You say, "Holland? What do you mean Holland? I signed up for Italy. I'm supposed to be in Italy. All my life I dreamed of going to Italy. But there's been a change in the flight plan. They landed in Holland, and there you must stay. The important thing is that they haven't taken you to a horrible, disgusting, filthy place. It's just a different place. So you must go out and buy new guidebooks. You must learn a whole new language. And you will meet a whole new group of people you would never have met. It's a different place. It's a slower pace than Italy, less flashy than Italy. But after a while, you've been there. You'll catch up. You'll catch your breath. You look around and you begin to notice that Holland has windmills. Holland has tulips. Holland even has Rembrandts. But everyone you know is busy coming and going from Italy. And they're all bragging about what a wonderful time they had there. And for the rest of your life, you will say, yes, that's where I was supposed to go. That's what I had planned. And the pain of that will never, ever, ever, ever go away. Because of the loss of that dream is very significant loss. But if you spend your life mourning the fact that you didn't get it to Italy, you may never be free to enjoy the very special place, the very lovely things about Holland. That's all I have.
That was good. It's not been easy for you, has it, Karen? No. And we don't say these things for pity or for help necessarily. But there has got to be people out there that might be watching this that are going through some of the same things that maybe you have gone through, you and Brother Buddy.
Yes.
And they just might need to be hearing this today. And I appreciate that very, very much that you've allowed us to come in here and you share. I mean, it couldn't have been easy for you to open up yourself like this. But Sheriff is a beautiful little girl, little stinker. She's beautiful. And we need to remember that grief can come in different packages.
Right.
What might be grief for me is not grief for you, not grief for Sister Karen. The things that we go through, We may never show anybody, just like she mentioned earlier. We may never know what's in someone's head, what's in their heart, but God does.
Yes.
That's when we have to give it to Him. You know, we catch ourselves alone in our room, and we can go before the Lord and give it to Him. And He's there for us. He said, I'll never leave you and I'll never forsake you. And that's a promise we can depend on.
Right.
So we'll leave that with y'all today. And I thank you for listening. I thank you for coming in and joining us. And I pray that something that we might have said today will bless your heart. So y'all be good. And we'll pray for you. And y'all pray for us. Bye for now. Thanks.